So this is Too Many Birthdays.
I love the transition of various Stevens. He starts out like Marty Sherman from The Critic's son, and then he transforms, let's see, as a like young teenager, he transforms into Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
As an adult, let's go with Steve Guttenberg. Then he becomes Danny DeVito. And then there's a brief transition where he's Danny DeVito as the Penguin. And then he turns into Santa Claus.
I think it's Iroh.
And then, then I would go Iroh or crazy possessed King Theoden from The Two Towers. And then really old Santa Claus.
Yes. I really like this one. What was he now?
Dark. It got dark.
It's definitely you're only as old as you feel.
Yeah, it was a metaphor for you're only as old as you feel, which is why I'm 10. 1,000!
You shut up! We're adults. But
Poopy head.
This is an episode where he wants the three women to have birthdays because they don't really age. So he tries to give them birthdays, and they see it's kind of childish. So
I love Pearl in the background whispering. Pearl says she's potted out.
Yeah, she's like still hiding behind her.
I hope nothing happens to the pie.
That would be bad.
That would be bad. Yeah, I hope nothing happens.
I like when he's in the clown makeup. It's supposed to be funny. Why?
Yeah. Wow,
Good
Steven,
question.
that's a really brave look for you. Honestly, this episode was really funny and really poignant.
Yeah.
It got really dark there near the end. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, the color scheme got really dark.
When she's crying with the pie, I was like, this is legitimately upsetting.
It's both kind of funny.
Steven.
Yeah, it's both really funny and really
also
sad,
kind of upsetting.
The facial expressions I thought were really good, especially near that end. Yeah, with her doing the pie and having the big sad face and then hugging Amethyst. But it's it's one of those things where it's like, on the one hand, age is a funny thing, especially the mental state, especially now, where there used to be sort of this very clear lineup of how, at what age you're supposed to...
And now 40 is the new 12.
but there used to be this very clear outline of, like, what age you're supposed to... have a job and then
actually,
have a
if I
place
feel
to live
10
and
now,
stuff
then
like
at
that.
40 I'll feel 14. That worked out well.
Sure. Live your dream, man. Live your dream. Your 10-year-old dream.
Just because I'm having fun doesn't mean you have to ruin it for everybody.
Yes, it does! That's what this episode's about, right? That was the message. That was the moral. But yeah, there used
You're
to be...
a little bitch.
No, there used to be this very clear outline of what you're supposed to be at what age and stuff. Even Fight Club sort of talked about it. He's like, get a job. And I called my dad and I said, I got a job. He said, what now? He said, I don't know, get married. There's just sort of this, not like law or rules, but just sort of this
now
pattern
the Great
everybody
Depression
did.
is our lives.
Well, and it's like... But yeah, like financially, at least in America, there's this big thing of like, after college, it's like living at home for a while is not that big a shock anymore because it's still a pretty tough market. It's gotten better, but it's still pretty tough.
Well, it could be worse. I know in Japan there's actually a thing where killing your in-laws is a thing. Like a problem, because like you have to live in these large families basically to save money, and so the in-law, you may have to live with your in-laws, and like it doesn't end well sometimes.
Wow. Ugh. Well, but isn't that also like, don't they kind of work themselves to death too? Isn't that also a thing?
Oh yeah.
There's like interesting stuff over there, but not that like there isn't interesting stuff here either. But yeah,
but their hotels are great.
The
whole
Twinkie
6
size
feet.
hotels, yeah.
6 feet is the deluxe. Most people
That's
set
the
up for the
suite.
5-footer. Yeah, that's the suite.
But yeah, there is sort of this interesting thing where it's like, and even now, I mean, it's like there's so many people I know that are my age. I mean, like they'll decorate their house, they'll decorate their whole house like I decorate my office, and it's not like, but it's not like a,
interesting.
It's not like a necessarily like a what's wrong with you thing or something like that. There is kind of this fun, but they're still kind of a child at heart. They want to keep this stuff alive. And like I said, I got this stuff in my office and everything. So it's an interesting thing where, and now our libraries, where we used to have shelves of books, now there's shelves of DVDs and games and Blu-rays and stuff. And it's not necessarily like I'm not trying to say, oh, that's all terrible. It's just, it's a change, though. And it's
I
interesting.
still read
No, I mean, I got...
books.
No,
I've read a book.
After the fight at my bookshed, I got books too, but they're all downstairs. Like, clearly, it's like, I'll look at my DVDs
Collecting
more.
dust.
You
You probably have the Neverending Story down there somewhere.
Yeah, just
along with the Necronomicon.
and in German. But yeah, so it's sort of an interesting thing about, sort of an interesting commentary on what's going on. I remember the first time I really started thinking about it, it's going to be a weird, it's a weird place to first sort of discover it, but I was watching Goof Troop. I know it's a weird place to discover it, but there's a line they had in there that just, even today I still remember, it's just like, the kid, the Max is trying to act older, and somebody tells him, Max, you're young once, and then it's gone forever. And just something about the word forever, like, with that, it, like, just scared the shit out of me. I'm like, oh my god, like, she's right, that's just such an insane thing, so it's one of those
Disney
things...
scarred me for life!
Well, no, because when you're a kid, you do want to be older, and you want to act older, and we're fascinated with stuff that's always, like, just a few years older than us.
Honestly, I didn't, mostly because the neighbor kids were in high school, and I noticed their giant textbooks that were, like, this thick, and I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm good. I'm fine right where I'm at.
But it's one of those things where it's like you always want to act a little older, and then something about when I heard that line, I'm like, okay, no, I should appreciate this now. Because I do know when I get older, it's like, I do want to grow up. I do want to get older. I do want the responsibilities and everything. So, but I should enjoy it when it's supposed to come, when it feels like it's the right time to come. So I think this is sort of about that, where Steven's obviously a little kid, but the jewel makes him grow older.
The only reason I wanted to get older was to get out of school.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that was about the extent of it. I still, when I see kids like waiting in line for the school bus going to high school, I'm just like,
it's like, yeah, there's this.
Don't miss that.
There's still this sense. Every time I drive by, I'm like, I'm so glad I'm not there anymore. I fucking hate school.
Even working in college at the shit jobs that I had, I still was like, you know what? It could be worse. I could be in high school.
Yeah. No, college at least I knew I was making a choice to be there.
College is different, but high school I'm just like...
You have to go, and it blows, and it's like, just any high schoolers watching now, it gets better. If you're watching. Please, man, make good friends and hang with them and just get through your studies and everything. It does get better. You have choice.
There's some people who love high school, and I don't trust those people one bit.
I don't. I shouldn't say that.
We have a word for people like them. Serial killers! I'm kidding. If you like high school, that's fine, but we can never be friends.
Yeah.
I kid. No, I'm serious. No, it's just joking.
But, yeah, so it's an interesting, and I think now because there is such a fascination with nostalgia, and so many adults are talking about kid things, and it's not uncommon.
Not us.
Not us at all. But there are people that can, there's both sides of the equation. You can get too adult and not have any of that childhood, and that's not good. childhood is such an important part.
Listen, you have to function as an adult. Like, there's a difference.
Yeah, but there's
like,
also
you don't want to be
people
some
that get caught
hikikomori like in Japan,
forever.
like just only living in your basement, and like the only outside world you see is when you like poke your eyes through the blinds, like,
yeah, you need social interaction. You need to go outside. You need to get a job. You need to work. You need to to survive.
You need some basic functioning.
You do need discipline. You do need responsibility.
Unless there's a legitimate excuse, like if you're legitimately mentally ill, that's a different story. But but at the same time, like I don't know. You only feel as old. You're only as old as you feel, in my opinion, until your body just finally says no and you die. But like at some point, you finally hit that point. You're like, all right, no, I can't like do the things I used to be able to do. But I feel like I've been stuck perpetually in about the age of 25, 26 for 10 years now. That's just about how old I feel. Like I'm just like, I still feel like I'm in my mid-20s. Like,
yeah, no, mentally, I'm kind of the same way. My body's telling me a different story, and I've had to treat that a little differently now.
I do not feel like I am physically or mentally in high school, because I was just like, screw high school. I still feel like I'm like post-college. Like,
yeah, no, I think it's. I wonder if that is a common thing, if that's like a now thing or a common thing that's just always kind of been like most people in their, I mean, we're in our 30s now. If we still, most people just be like, yeah, no, I'm still like my mid-20s or something like that. Like I said, we know our bodies are starting to rebel a bit.
Let's be honest, though, we're also in a first world country.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Despite everybody trying to be like, something Obama, the country's gone to hell, like, no, go live like in a third world country and see what it's like. Like, we got it pretty sweet still.
Yeah, there's definitely bad stuff.
Politics aside, we're still doing pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, there's still bad stuff, but not like...
You'd age much faster in Afghanistan,
yeah.
let me tell you. Our version of mid-30s is going to be way different than theirs. So, you always got to keep that in mind. And plus, as a modern, like, we're in the 21st century. Like, I can't, like, can you imagine 1915?
Yeah.
What it would have been like? For one thing, I don't think we'd be working some shit job somewhere.
Yeah.
We'd be shoveling coal, because certainly we would not be doing this.
No.
Haha, did you see the latest vaudevillian act done?
No! Yes, indeed, when he waved the cigar!
Let us go to the street corner and review it for the other patrons! Yeah, that was not
People
gonna
will gather around us, like, we'll be on our soapboxes explaining what we thought.
Honestly, knowing us, we would have been one of the crappy vaudeville shows. We would have been running around doing a crappy vaudeville
We would have been like Chester E. Bum, just like, change for opinions, we have opinions! But, and then we sound crazy because we talk about like these pink lions and stuff
we would have had our own shitty vaudeville show that was simply making fun of other shitty vaudeville shows. That's what we would have been doing. And like most actors, we probably would have lived to our like 40s because we would have been doing pratfalls and broken half our ribs by the age of 20.
Yeah, like our backs would be gone. But you know what this reminded me of?
We got sidetracked.
Yeah. No, you know what this did remind me of? And I don't know how many people, and probably not that many, have seen the show, but it's a really good show. Surprisingly, you remember Fox's Peter Pan the Pirates?
Yes.
You remember the last episode?
No.
The last episode, he actually, it's exactly like this.
Maybe I saw it and didn't know it was the last episode, so
he starts to grow up. Like, he actually...
Peter Pan?
Hook, who was voiced by Tim Curry, that gives you an idea how genius this show was.
Oh, that show was
amazing. And he's probably the best Captain Hook ever.
I will get you, Peter Pan!
Yeah, I know. He actually, like, sort of tells Peter Pan, like... you will never be a man. You will always be a little boy, and you'll be embarrassing. You don't have to because, like, he's about to kill Hook.
You're gonna be a virgin the rest of your life.
No. It was one of those things. It was actually like a really dark scene because, like, he's about to kill Hook. He's about to, like, I've had enough. You killed the lost boys and shit. I'm about to kill you. And he gets his way out by saying, I at least have grown up to be a man. I have had responsibility. I've been a scoundrel. I've been a gentleman. I've been a man. And he's like, you will always be a boy. You'll be a nothing. You'll be just this little snot-nosed whatever. And it gets to him, and he flies off, and he, lets him go, whatever.
Huh.
And he decides, I want to grow up. I want to be a man. And he starts to happen as he starts to grow up. Neverland starts to fall apart.
So this was the prequel to Hook.
Kind of. As he's growing up, Neverland is falling apart.
This would have been pre-Hook, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
That show, let's see, Hook was 91. Maybe they were the same time.
So he's getting older and older, like and then like an old man, and Neverland is becoming grayer and sludge, and it's falling apart and everything. And
so it's like King Arthur. It's like the land and the king are connected. Okay.
And it was really fucking good. It was a really good show. If you can find it.
This is one of our nostalgic shows. So late '80s, way early '90s. Fox's Peter Pan and the Pirates.
It was probably like without ever actually doing the Peter Pan story straight up. Like it's probably the closest to the book. I mean, it was like they really, really got the spirit of the characters of the book and everything, and the darkness of it. And it was really well done. It just reminded me a lot of that. Again, just sort of like value your youth. I mean, don't stay there forever, grow up, but value your age, I think, is always what I got out of it, is whatever age you're at, just value it, to be in the present if you can. Prepare for the future, think of the past, but value the present.
Because eventually it's just going to become sad old men like us. Complaining about
sad in our 30s.
Complaining about you stupid millennials. You're texting and you're...
But no, I I like episode. I like anything that really addresses age in an interesting way, and I thought this did in a good way without being
this
too
is
preachy.
an amazing episode.
Yeah, it wasn't quite too preachy. I mean, like a kid could watch it, just he's getting older. Oh no, but we can watch it and see like wow, like you said, you're only as old as you feel. So yeah, I thought it was really good.
Fifth many.
Yeah, I thought it was very poignant. I thought it was funny. The animation was good. The color schemes and everything were good. With when things are getting darker, it was visually getting darker as well. So yeah, I thought it was a really good episode. Probably the strongest one we've seen so far. So yeah, anything else that we got?
Yeah, I think we covered it pretty well.
Yeah, probably ranted for a while there. So good stuff. We'll see you in the next one. Later.